Welcome to the Season 1 recap of Proud Product Peeps. I'm your host, Hip Santa, or also known as Justin Hannaford.
What makes you proud? Stay positive when the wind is in your face. Treating people with respect, treating people with dignity. Be proud of what you've done.
What an inspiring Season 1, truly. I wanted to thank all of my 15 guests. I personally needed it at a time when my confidence was low. I needed to build up my self-esteem, and I couldn't have imagined better guests, better individuals to chat with through Season 1. They talked about what they were most proud of, and it ranged from creating something, starting a company, career transformation, helping others, and adhering to their own personal integrity. I didn't set out this way, but my catchphrase ended up being, I love that. I didn't expect to hear what I did during these sessions, and I was floored. Now, the first set of individuals up are Dean, John, Amberly, and Ron talking through why they're most proud of creating something.
And I have been very, very proud where people have told me that things that I have written, content I've created has been very, very instrumental for them. And this has happened multiple times. I'm embarrassed to admit, but people have come to me and said, you know, your first book, I read every word of that and it really changed how I think about this. And they've written me on LinkedIn and then made comments to me that, things that I've said, content that I've written, kind of the steady stream of content that I've put together about my particular industry has been very, very meaningful for them and has really improved them positively. And I'm very, very proud of that.
I've written a book. I've written 2 books. And I'm a member of an organization called the Magic Circle. That was a proud moment for me. I've created tricks that people have bought. So I really quite like creating things and then having somebody else buy it and use it. But it was when I originally came up with the concept and the framework of storytelling, that this framework didn't exist. Then it did. Then I kind of refined it and I wrote it down and I managed to articulate its value and build a course around this. And then somebody bought it. And that was the moment where I thought, the feeling I've just experienced. It's like having, you can't explain what it's like to have a child and to somebody else. You've got to go through that yourself. And it was just, that was the feeling. It's like, I never would have imagined what it feels like to create something, articulate its value, then somebody buy it. That was just an incredible moment.
You know, it's weird to talk about yourself, but one accomplishment that I'm really proud of does come back to you because you told me everything has to. Maybe 6 or 7 years ago, a group of us were in Chicago for meetings, and you had basically asked me like what I wanted to do when I grew up, and I realized much later that you were just trying to poach me. Don't tell Rachel. But I had sent you like a 5,000 word essay about everything I wanted to do. And one of the things that I included was to write a book for our customer conference. And recently I was able to co-author a book. We had it available at our industry event, HR Tech, and then coming up into our customer and partner conference, it was going to be on all 1,000 seats in the general session area. And I was going to send you a picture. Like, I made it happen. I was so excited.
I guess I feel proud when I know that someone of discerning taste or critical opinions gives me a compliment or says this was something that was, something that made their life somehow better or easier. Maybe there's a customer, a user of a product that I've worked on. And so I guess I like a lot of those sort of micro moments add up to being something that proud of something that me and my team have built.
I love that. I truly do. All right, next up are Christine and Evan talking through why they're so proud of starting a company.
that I am a co-founder of the WIT Network. I'm currently serve as the CEO. The WIT Network is a global nonprofit organization dedicated to supporting women in technology. And what's fascinating is that all of those skills and the experiences that I learned through QTS, I'm now applying as the leader of the WIT Network. And so what started out as a passion project, building out communities of women around the world to come together, now elevated that to an actual full-blown company, an organization that is providing corporate memberships to technology companies, educational opportunities for women to build skills, global network. We have over 14,000 women around the world who participate in the network. And, we're just doing our part to try to help change the world, a little bit by giving women access to the skills that they need to help get promoted.
The thing that comes to mind right now is the thing that I'm in the midst of and have been for the last 4 years, which is the company that I have built and that I am building, co-building with my business partner. But really, I have learned with all of the people that have hopped on board the pirate ship, as we sometimes call it. And I'm just coming back from a founders conference, and so maybe I've got this kind of framework on the mind. But I'm grateful that my wonderful business partner, Steve Hirsch, and I, who we left the company we were both working at 4 years ago with way less of a plan than people gave us credit for at the time. I've learned later on, people said, "Oh, you guys must have been planning this for months or maybe even years." And I think I kind of dodged the question at the time because I think, from company conception to legal reality, it was like 6 weeks. Because we started on January 1st, 2021. But the idea was probably an overly simplified one, which is we were working in PR and strategic communications at WPP. So the sort of the grand old kind of old world version of those jobs. And we had this idea that, the best projects were ones where everybody either had the qualifications to do all three things at once, which is, talk to the press, get coverage, media relations, come up with strategy, and then write the content. And most of the time you need at least three different people to do those things, sometimes three different teams of people. And there was this subset of people that were either crazy enough to believe they could do those things, or had actually, could really sort of hand off work to each other. And we thought, what if we just built a company of only that kind of person? Again, either somebody who has those qualifications or has the self-confidence to just sort of force the issue and do a good job anyway. I think we underestimated how hard it was going to be to find people who were either able to do that or excited about doing that. But I think we've managed to do it.
Next up are three individuals who talk through why they're most proud of their own career transformation: Joachim, Laura, and Mark.
So from my perspective, what I'm proud of is maybe, like you mentioned, is actually managing to get through this transformation that you talk about, and also moving from kind of an introvert kind of developer role where you focus on small tangible deliverables that build up to greater whole, to then moving into product management, facing customers, facing product needs and all those bits.
But yeah, just I pride myself on keeping up with the trends and just making sure that I'm on top of whatever kind of thought leadership is out there that portrays companies and products in the best way that they can be and meets audiences halfway with their pain points. And so it's like, here's your pain point, here's our solution.
When I was at Optimizely, doing product strategy work, and one of the big tasks was acquiring Welcome Software. I also did some M&A at Sitecore as well, and to me that is what I feel most suited towards, and also what I was proudest of, because in both the case of Optimizely acquiring Welcome and Sitecore acquiring Style Labs, there was a lot of moving pieces to that acquisition, right? And it's like, you're trying to fill portfolio gaps, and you're trying to look at corporate culture, and you're trying to look at architectural compatibility, and you're trying to look at, what additional opportunities this will fill. And I think, to go back to the Optimizely example and Welcome Software, like that acquisition allowed Optimizely to really position themselves pretty differently as being something that's very marketing focused, very focused on, content creators. And, this, we were trying to fill that gap a little bit on the product side as far as content authoring experiences. And then that opportunity to acquire a content marketing platform came along, and it made a lot of sense. And, going through that process was, I think, a lot of work. And there's a lot to it. But ultimately, I think you and I and the rest of the team can be pretty proud in that was, I think, a pretty transformative acquisition for the company.
All right. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate and love that. Next up are Karen, Mike, Evan, and Julian talking through why they're so proud of helping others.
I think you could probably hear this in just how we're talking today, but I am most proud of my network and my relationship building skills that I've built over the years. The network is huge. So, quick story, when I first started at Epicor, I managed the Microsoft Alliance. I had an opportunity to be a part of this partner engagement board, which was a group of individuals just like myself. We met 4 times a year to help Microsoft build out, partner events and partner programs and such. And just learning the value of meeting people outside of your company, and even if they were competitors of ours.
I think I'm most proud of being able to make people feel heard, help them feel understood, included, and appreciated, and that their work is bringing value to what we're doing. Like I'm really proud of that when I sit down and think about it and get past all of my Midwestern reservations there. Like if as a leader, you can help people feel like they have a voice and that their voice is being taken into consideration and, making a change for the better, I think that's a really good place to be.
Yeah. So I think just professionally helping other people develop and find their strengths. You can see I have my why here. It's really about helping people find their strengths and work in that. Really, at the end of the day, if you ask me, like, if I could snap my fingers for any company and make something happen, it would be having that win-win of people are working in their strengths, they're engaged, company goals are being exceeded because of that, people are built up internally. So times where I've been able to have an impact, whether it's leadership programs I've developed, people I've helped hire, different trainings.
What makes me most proud is the connections that I made with people. I mean, it's real easy to say that, but that is so meaningful to me. I remember doing a Google Digital Garage, which is basically a learning series for people who want to do some self-learning, self-development as part of Google's program. I'd done a video on there. I spent an afternoon with them filming, talking about my experiences, how to network basically via LinkedIn and the power of it, how to template your message to people, how to understand what kind of people you should be following, etc. Anyway, on the back of that, what I'm most proud of is that I still have people, even though we filmed that, nearly 5-6 years ago, I still have people to this day hitting me up saying, wow, thank you so much for your contribution to that course. You really helped me on my journey to finding this role that I'm in now. People from all around the world. I've had people from Ethiopia. I've had people from South America, people from Northern Europe, everywhere hitting me up to say, this is how that snippet, that video that I'd done, which was about 15 minutes long, how it helped them in their career. And I think why I'm proud of that is because I took so much time just really sharing my own story, but not in a way of sharing for sharing's sake. It was like a tangible story. So saying, this is where I was, this is the change that I made, and this is where it took me. And left it down to the audience for them to decide, okay, how can I blueprint his story? How can I make it really relevant for me? How can I make it resonate to my own journey that I'm going through right now? So whether it was people who were already...
I love that. It's truly an honor to help others. That's what I'm most proud of, too. My tree of individuals who have gone on to do better things with their careers and continuing to help others. Last up are Chris and Gabe talking about why they're most proud of adhering to their own personal integrity.
I feel like the trust that these organizations either give to me personally or give to our organization is something I'm unbelievably proud of. And when I ask why we win deals, like last week, I was meeting with a client for dinner, and I asked, why did you pick us? And I said, before you do it, I'm going to write down on the napkin. We're at dinner. I just had a pen. I wrote on a napkin, folded in half, and I slid it across the table. I'm like, don't open it until you're done. And every one of them had some variation of like, I don't know, you made us really feel really comfortable, really felt like we could trust what you're saying. And they open the napkin and it says trust, and then everybody has a good laugh about it.
I could say that, I'm proud that, I found the one in my life. It's my wife, but that's too sappy. So honestly, I think what I'm most proud of is that being in tech sales and being in my personal life, when I come across a roadblock or something that can prevent progress, my personality never changes. Whether I'm at the top of the hill or I'm struggling to get to the top of the hill, like I keep maintaining the sense of the integrity that I want to have in all good and bad situations.
All right, that's a recap from season 1. Hip Santa here, signing out, wanting to thank all of my 15 guests for being truly inspiring. Selfishly, it helped me at a point where I needed to build up my own confidence and self-esteem, and hearing these amazing stories where there's positivity and there is so much to be proud of. Look out for season 2. It's right around the corner. It's already underway. I have amazing and well-known guests lined up to talk about what they are most proud of.
What makes you proud? Stay positive when the wind is in your face. Treating people with respect, treating people with dignity. Be proud of what you've done.